going on, family? It is 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you know what that is. If it's between Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, you're at the right place. You're in the Beatdown. My name's Brew, and this is the Badger. What's going on, Badger?
Hey, brother. Listen, man, it's been a long day. I don't feel good, but I feel better because I'm here with you. We about to get some therapy popping, man.
That's what they told me. I saw that on the marquee. I need some therapy, brother. So what's going on with you today, man?
Man, not much, man. Was doing a little bit of perusing through social media and saw where they released the numbers for the Showtime fight this past weekend. They were pretty low. I think they peaked at 150,000 viewers for the main event. I'm optimistic because I think boxing is going to be good. I think what we're going to see, at least now in the near future, is that people kind of band together. I think you're going to see everybody kind of watching everybody's platform. Whereas for a little while, they were probably a little bit segmented, a little bit siloed. I don't think we're going to have that issue now because, look, everybody's happy that we're getting some semblance of normalcy back, especially with combat sports and with MMA or with UFC running roughshod over everybody, including the other major sports. I think boxing fans just want to see boxing win. So hopefully, as Showtime and PBC continue to roll out their fights and ESPN and Top Rank continue to do their thing, and then at some point the Zone will catch up and start doing their thing. Hopefully, we can put the political tribalism aside and just support good boxing because it's really needed.
I think the hardest thing to really factor in is you got so many other sports right now competing for ESPN's time. So where UFC has carved out their niche in pay-per-views, and they'll go on ESPN2 or something like that with the prelims. Top Rank was solely seemed like they were solely relying on ESPN. I'm not shocked that the numbers were low on Showtime this weekend because look, we haven't seen it on Showtime in a long time. And it just unfortunately happens that way. And you have other things. You had a UFC fight going on. You had basketball on. I think you had baseball on. So it was like we're trying to compete with the sports that are on, the regular sports channels. I'm not saying that it was a bad move. I'm just saying I understand why the numbers were low, and I would not be surprised if that happened again, and the numbers were low again.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, especially when you're looking at what Top Rank has going on with ESPN. But I'm thinking, I just kind of feel like I kind of feel like they'll stick together. I think boxing fans will kind of unite because I mean, to be honest, bro, there's not really enough fights going around.
They're not, but what we
Yeah,
need is really need more advertisement for these fights. I mean, it's one thing to put it on Instagram and social media, but you need to let the layman, the lay fighter know, like you used to. They used to run, a little bit of advertisement for the PBC fights. They really need to get that back in order.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see that. The only problem, bro, with spending more money on the promotion of these fights is just that spending more money. You don't have a live gate, and especially with PBC and Top Rank, they're putting their guys out there, with the exception of the big megastars. But a lot of guys that are, B, A minus level fighters, you got to pay these guys. Some of these guys are earning seven figures. So it's hard to spend too much money promoting, even though you would think you would want to do that because it would probably yield a bigger return. But ain't nothing going to replace that live gate, at least right now, initially.
Let me ask you a question. How many car detailing shops, places do you see that start on the corner and make it to their own showroom and succeed?
Car detailing that make it.
Car washing on
Yeah.
these
You see quite a few.
that actually make it to their own showroom
Not
and
many, not yeah.
right
Most of them just kind of hang out in parking lots or next to corner stores.
and
Yeah,
spend money on flyers
yeah,
rather than a commercial
right.
because you've got to go where the people are. You can't expect them to keep coming to you. And if you're
Right.
not willing to spend that money, Uncle Al, on some advertisement, then of course you're gonna take a hit anyway because there's no live gate. But you got to spend the money to get people watching again, so they will watch your pay per view, and you won't just be stuck with the like us, the people who are intense boxing fans, and
Right.
then you. Right, but you need that layman fan, that casual fan. At least let them know you're out there.
Right.
Well, I'm just a side seat driver. I don't know.
No, I'm in agreement with you, bro. I get it. Um, but at the end of the day, man, you gotta be able to afford. You gotta. You kind of.
You budget for a hit on these type of fights. You make your money up on the pay per views. You said that already with MMA. You
Right.
budget for a hit on these type of fights. These type of fights, just like wrestling, these type of fights get the people excited for the pay per views.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're right. You gotta build it up. I think they do. I think they've managed to do a pretty good job of it with the UFC. I don't really know how, but maybe because they're the only show in town, right? They're the only top tier league. Everybody else is kind of fighting for second. They don't really have any competition, so that may
They
be part of it.
they do a great job with not just social media marketing, but they're on First Take. They're on Get Up on ESPN. ESPN is plugging them everywhere they can because they're part of ESPN. They have an advantage that other people don't have. Top Rank has that advantage because of Bob's relationship with ESPN. But Bob's not utilizing it like Dana White is utilizing it. They
Right.
create controversies. So they will bring a Jorge Masvidal on ESPN. They will bring a John Jones on ESPN. These are the people. This is what they do. They create that media buzz with as little money as possible because they're able to. They're with ESPN. They got a contract with them. ESPN makes money when they make money.
Right.
Who does Al Heyman have a contract with that's going to make that kind of money when he makes money?
Yeah. So let me ask you this, and I'm just throwing this out as just kind of get a feel for it. We were talking the other day about the Teofimo Lopez, Vasily Lomachenko um, contract or fight jockeying that's going on, and they still seem to be stuck at a stalemate. How do you think Golden Boy is going to come out when they lose their September 12th date? Because Canelo doesn't have an opponent and they reserve that date for him. Canelo's making 30 something million dollars a fight. Granted, that money's already guaranteed, it's already allocated for him. But how do you, I mean, if he doesn't fight on September 12th, man, how do you make that up? You just waste a whole year.
You read it off. You talking about from Canelo or from the
Yeah,
company?
from Canelo, not the company, from Canelo.
Trust me, Canelo has guarantees in there. They're going to pay him something,
Mm,
especially if it's not him who's holding up the process.
mm,
He's a very smart businessman, from my understanding. Um, they're going to have to pay him something. They're probably not going to pay him the whole thing, or if they end up breaching the contract, then they may have to buy him out. If he goes so long without being able to fight, then they may have to buy him out. But they're paying him something. He's not sitting there waiting, happy, smiling for no reason.
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of echoing those same thoughts too. I would think that there's some kind of compensation involved, like you said, but we don't know the ins and outs of that. I just didn't think I'd see that they lose September 12th. It made sense back when the pandemic was, back when everything was shut down for those 60 days or so. But what's the hold up now? Like you've cycled through so many opponents, right? Because initially it was your boy Billy Joe. Then
He's
that fell right. Then that fell too. But he just got reinstated. He doesn't want to fight Triple G again. We're probably not going to see that. Which I agree that shouldn't happen for a third time. Where do you go from here? You don't want to fight Charlo. You're not going to fight Benavidez yet because you said he's still young. He needs time to build himself up. All these Caleb Plant, you don't want that fight. It's interesting because
Here's the funny thing. when you start talking about Canelo is turning these fights down for one reason or another. Now he's not in breach of contract. Now they don't have to pay him anything.
Yeah.
So now you're sitting there wasting your the precious time you have to be making this money.
Yeah.
You're already worth, I think, $90 million. So I guess, or 60 million, something like that. So
And that boy's got his own money.
and you're living in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not hurting. You can probably ride out the rest of your time.
Hey, and he's a dual citizen. He also lives in San Diego.
Yeah, okay. Mexico, little Mexico. I
What did you
love
say, Little
San
Mexico? Wow.
I love San Diego. I ain't gonna lie. And it's very close to Tijuana.
Tijuana. That's where I go down there, brother.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I ain't never been, but I might try to get out there one day.
Go before you get married.
Really?
Yeah. So you can enjoy the sights. But be very careful. Be very careful. Because unfortunately, Americans exploit so many different countries
Uh,
that they set traps for Americans. Not as much us, but they set traps for Americans. So
hmm.
you got to be very careful where you go. You kind of like me. When I go somewhere, it's better to be seen than not heard. I kind of slip in and slip out and see what's going on.
Mm, I guess. Well, in the other news, man, the guy we thought was pound for pound the best fighter a few years ago, one of the best anyway, got a fight date. Yo, boy, Irislandi Lara, the American Dream, is coming back on August 29th on Fox.
Right. That's your boy. But okay.
I like Lara. Lara's my dude. Lara's a hell of a boxer, man.
Right.
Hell of a boxer.
I like him. But when you
But
talk about the American Dream, I thought you were talking about Jose Gabriel Medina. That's
yeah, nah, not this time. I just found it interesting because when is the last time we seen Lara? It's been over a year for him too, right?
at least.
At least, right? We haven't seen Lara in a long time. And Lara, matter of fact, the last time we saw Lara was when he fought Brian Castano.
Brian Castano.
And that fight ended in a draw, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is interesting, man. He's about my age, I think, maybe like a year or two younger than me. And with that Cuban style, I don't know how good his legs are anymore, man. He's been sidelined for a while. And two, we talked about that Castano fight, and we saw him being a front runner, but he didn't really have the power to like discourage Castano. And in the second half of the fight, he slowed down considerably. So I don't know, man. This is gonna be interesting.
Who's he fighting?
They didn't give an opponent. So it's probably gonna be a touch up, but I did hear that he was moving up to 160.
If he hadn't had the power to stop people at 154, why are you going to 160?
Because he's getting older, it's probably hard to make that weight.
To get out the game, because you're not going to get a title at 160. Those boys are too fast, too strong, too young. Again, I'm just a side seat driver, but I don't like to see guys who have been great in a sport hang on and become subpar. I just don't like to see that.
Yeah.
But we got a big fight coming up between Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson.
Hey, the fight we didn't ask for, but the fight that we're getting, right?
Like being spoon fed. What's that stuff they used to get? Castor oil.
Oh man.
It's gonna make you sick, but they say it'll make you better.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what are your thoughts? Did you see the shirt that Mark D'Antoni wore today?
I'm looking it up now. No, I did not.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you look it up because I want to see your reaction to it because I can tell what my reaction was. I was very surprised, very surprised.
Did you have it on under a jacket? No.
No. Nah,
I'm not seeing anything.
you ain't okay. All right. Well, since you can't find it,
I'm still looking.
yeah, he wore a shirt that said,
Um,
"Oh, okay, go ahead. Try to find. I'll give you a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds before I."
Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni advocates for not the one for voting rights.
Yeah. Yes. 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 What does it say?
Actually, they're not showing a picture of the shirt.
Oh man. All right. Well, anyway, he wore a shirt that said "Summer of '64," and he had the names of the three civil rights guys that were killed:
Oh,
Cheney, Schwerner, and the other young man. I can't think of his name right now. And the reason why I brought that up is because,
well, these is the Jewish guys who were
yeah,
okay.
Mississippi Burning, yeah. And it was interesting that he wore the shirt because a lot of people didn't know what he was talking about. And there's always this one person that says, "Oh, well, why are you wearing a shirt memorializing people that were killed 60 years ago?" These people just don't get it. You can't memorialize people that were killed yesterday because they had a parking ticket, they tried to fudge a $20 bill, they ran, they got too mouthy, whatever it is, right? You can't protest for those people because they were bad, right? George Floyd was a bad person. You know, all this rhetoric that we hear from people that just, for whatever reason, just can't find themselves to be humane towards black people.
I got a simple explanation, but go ahead.
But to see the comments about that was just dumbfounding. So either they got a pass and we shun them for that and they deserve the death penalty, or it was too long ago. Why are we talking about it?
Again, in some people's conscious, we're still 3/5 of a human. We're still chattel. We still don't deserve equal rights. And instead of them just coming out and saying that, they're going to use every other excuse in the book. So realistically, all we can do is look at them and understand where they're coming from and realize that it's not our problem. You can say what you want to say. It's not our problem. Our problem is the laws that are set up to protect racists. Our problem is the treatment that we've received since 1619. Our problem is the fact that we don't need lip service anymore. We need service. We're not asking for
Right.
you to stand out. We're asking for you to get the haters out of the way so we can make a way for ourselves. But you have the people who take charge of the situation from the other side, and they feel like if I can dampen or if I can get your focus off of what's really important by angering you, I'll do it as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know, I salute those three who were killed, but I'd love for somebody to wear a shirt also with the names of the four young girls who were bombed in Alabama.
Yeah. And the sad thing about that is when that gets brought up, it was so long ago. He was arrested, and it's like, bruh, are you serious?
Mm. And when you start looking at, he was arrested, but you know how long it took for Byron D. LeBeckwith to come to trial?
Wow.
The person who murdered Medgar Evers?
Yeah.
He did an interview about what are you going to do about it? He said the only thing that silenced Martin Luther King was putting him in a box too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this man was an old man when he finally went to prison.
Wow.
But it's just we've had so many things working against us, and unfortunately, that has polluted the minds and the opinions of many people who see what's going on. They look at us as whiners. They look at
Right.
us as lazy. They look
Right.
Because if you look at Reagan's images in the 80s when he came up and he talked about the Welfare Act,
The welfare queens, yeah.
always show pictures of us. I mean, the whole system was designed to take us from where we really are to where they want people to see us. And some people can never look at us the same ever again.
Wow. Wow. Well said, brother. But yeah, I try to I don't know, man. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. They make it really hard. They make it really hard. Um, and a lot of, I think, what you're also hinting at too comes from lack of education, because they never tell the truth about anything. So what happens is when what we've been going through the past few years in the public or in the worldview shows up, I think it's a little bit of cognitive dissonance for white people. I think they just don't believe it because it doesn't align up with what they were taught.
Right.
But they don't know what they've been taught was a massive lie most of the time.
And they're not willing to accept that.
Right. That's the cognitive dissonance part. That's the part where your brain is like, I just can't accept this. This can't be right. This doesn't align with my morals and my values or what have you. So
Or lack thereof.
sad or lack thereof. Sad state of affairs. But I digress off that.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but you ask yourself, why they not accept it? They can't accept it because now you have to understand that you as a person have shortcomings, and you have to relearn and drop those walls and the issues that you have with people based on your miseducation.
Well, not only that, what is the first step in solving a problem?
Admitting there is a problem.
And when you admit you got a problem, what you got to do?
A lot of times admit you're the problem.
Or you just got to be what? One of those words that people don't like. Those ITY words, accountability.
Accountability.
You have to be accountable now.
But if there's no accountability in the White House, sir, why do I have to be accountable?
Well. So shifting gears, man.
Yes, quickly.
Yo boy, Javante Tank Davis.
Hey, Baltimore, stand up. What up?
Hey, him and Floyd getting cozy in the gym. Looking like they getting along. How you feel about that?
I feel great about that. Javante Tank Davis. He needs a good marketing team. Because you look at where he is, you look at his power, what he's about, what he's been able to accomplish, what he can possibly still accomplish in this game. That man, he should be over every billboard in Baltimore County, Southern Maryland. He should be like the mayor right now.
I mean, they love him in Baltimore. You saw what they did from when he came out with the Ravens last year. That was pretty impressive.
But again, like Floyd owns Las Vegas, Tank should own Baltimore. Besides Lamar Jackson, there's really who else is over Baltimore right now?
Yeah, y'all lost. What was a man named Manny Machado? Y'all lost him from the Orioles. He went to the Dodgers.
Really, bro?
Well, I mean, Manny Machado was one of the best players in all of baseball.
I know. I'm saying the wound is still fresh.
Oh, you still sulking about it. My bad, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree. But listen, more importantly, bro, this is good because I think this is business.
Yeah.
I think Floyd and Tank understand that even though they don't really like each other, that they both like money. And Tank is going to have to be his best. He's going to have to show up to fight Leo Santa Cruz. Because if he doesn't stop Leo, it's going to be a lot of critics. Because remember, Leo's the one that's coming up.
Right.
Leo's coming up to face Tank. So if Tank can't stop Leo, then that's going to be an issue. But this is what I think about Tank. I think he's fat, and I think he's lazy. But I think that kid was dipped into the pool of Zeus by his pinky toe. I think he has so much talent, so many things that you can't teach. First of all, he's 25 or 26. Him and he's right in there that saying all those guys are, right that mid to early 20s age. His power, though, to be so small is unbelievable. This guy hurts people, man. He hurts people. So We know they got the big three up there, or the big four, or whoever up there with him. I think a focused tank beats all. I mean, let me say this. I think Devin Haney is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ryan Garcia is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think Teofimo Lopez is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think Tank, he's just different.
If he's
It,
focused, you're right. If he's focused.
yeah, that's a big if. I mean, he can't make weight half the time. It's kind of discouraging. And what happens is, as he conditions his body to not make weight, and as he ages, guess what's going to happen? He's going to lose those advantages of power. Because
Mm-hmm.
once he gets up to like 140 pounds, his power is going to get pretty much kind of level where everybody else's is. I mean, he's still going to be a strong puncher, but he's not a guy for that's going to knock guys out at 47. That's not going to happen. So I'm thinking that he just needs to focus and lock in. Wow. Wow. Thank you very much, Taryn. We definitely appreciate the compliments.
Yes, we do. We love you.
And we glad you tuned into the show. Thank you very much. But yeah, so Tank has to
Yeah, Morgan pop up. I'm leaving.
yeah, I gotta stop smiling so hard. Okay. So unexpected. Um wow, that's awesome. But yeah, man, so I think that I think a focused Tank can beat all of those guys. Devin Haney's gonna be tough. Devin Haney's special.
He is.
Devin Haney is special. We can't sit here and act like he's not. All these guys are good. Garcia, Lopez, all these guys are good. But to me, I think Teofimo's special as well. I think Teofimo gets hit a lot, but I think Teofimo's special.
He is special.
Yeah.
Now we're talking 135, right?
Yeah, 35 and 40. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking 35. If Tank gets his behind back in condition and gets focused, like you're saying, I see Tank cleaning out the division because of that power.
Yeah.
I look at Lubin at 54. They clean out the division before they have to move up.
Right. Yeah. And that should be everybody's goal. That should be everybody's goal.
But I could Tank, man. And I agree. I've seen Devin Haney fight numerous times. Very special.
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah. He's a friend of, yeah, we rock with Tio. We know him in person, interviewed him a few times. Absolutely.
But I would have loved to see Tank fight Lomachenko.
Yeah. And you never know, that may happen. We don't know how much Loma got. No, you don't think it happens at all? No chance?
No, because if Lomo loses to Teofimo Lopez, Lomo's going to fight a tune-up fight. He's not going to take Tank. He doesn't want to fight Tank. He needs to fight somebody so he can get back in the ring with Teofimo Lopez and avenge himself. If he beats Teofimo Lopez, he just keeps running. He's not going to fight somebody that has the ability to knock him out, that he believes has the ability to knock him out, unless it's a huge payday and it's the last walk.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a possibility. Hey, have you tuned in to the Lions Only YouTube channel? You haven't had a chance to catch your boys on YouTube?
Once or twice.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
No, it's not.
It ain't bad. I'm actually okay with it. I was able to catch some of the episode today. You know what, man? Even though Jamel seems a little off, even when he's chilling out, he still seems a little off. Jamal seems to be, he seems to be a little more stable. Jamel really seems to be off a little bit. Like even his smile, even the way he interacts, is almost kind of quirky. Am I reaching here, or did you see the same thing?
No, you're not reaching. But are you trying to say that he ate lunch first? Is that I mean,
you know what? Listen. You know what? He may not have ate lunch first, but he may have ate lunch by himself.
Right, and that separate portable. Got you.
Just saying. But
If you were in seventh or eighth grade and you still had to line up to go to lunch, talk about you. Go ahead.
yeah, nah, but I like what I saw on the show. The one episode I saw, he was actually doing real estate. He sold a home. So yeah. Matter of fact, the first home that I really saw him in since he kind of got established, he sold that home. So I like to see the moves he's making. I like to see these young brothers progressing and making money outside the ring because that's the most important thing, and that's key. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I was critical of the twins initially, but they growing on me a little bit. Jamel still seems a little weird. Jamal seems to be the cool one, but hey, when they kicking butt like they doing, you gotta be able to appreciate them for who they are, and I think they're good for boxing too. You need heels. You need heels in boxing, and these guys, for the most part, outside of Texas, they get under people's skin pretty easily. So
Listen, October 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, that's the date, or is it the 26th? I think it's the 22nd.
what's that?
The doubleheader, Charlo.
Oh yeah, that's the week after Eric after Lubin. That's the 26th. Yeah, September 26th.
September. No, they're fighting October, don't they?
No, Lubin fights in September 19th.
Oh, darn, my bad.
Yeah, they back to back weeks.
Okay.
Now you're getting mixed up with Tank's pay per view card in October.
Yeah,
Tank is on pay per view in October against Leo.
I thought the Charlos were both on pay per view as well.
They are, but they're from my understanding, one's going to be in the afternoon, and the other one's going to be later at night.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, it's kind of smart though, because you kind of get. Well, here's why. Both get their own pay per view, and you get to kind of see where they are as far as how much revenue that they're bringing individually, because they always do cards together. But now they're both champions. Jamel is a two-time champ. So if you want to get an idea for how much they can generate on their own, then now is the time to see it, because they're not always going to be able to fight on the same card.
Right.
It's not always going to work out that way. So I think this is a good test to kind of see where they're at.
By then, the NFL will be back in playing the way it looks. Actually, on that weekend, some college football schools debut. So you're going up against a lot of other elements that are out there right now.
Right.
I don't think you do. I think you put them on the same card, you throw them on a pay-per-view that night, and you let the chips roll. I don't think now's the time to really break that up, because you're going to probably lose half of one.
Yeah.
Because you got people who aren't going to pay for that in the morning. That's just my opinion.
Taryn, that is Ant-Man 2 that's playing in the background. That's good old Ant-Man and the Wasp. Hank Pym and the crew.
I don't even have to ask anymore. Thanks for asking the question.
Yeah.
Around that hat. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Listen, I kind of wanted to ask you, we've had him on the phone, Justin Deloche.
Right. Jip. Yep.
Do you see Jip having an alley to get back in and really make noise at 47 the way things are right now?
I think Jip's an interesting spot. And here's why. He was competitive at 154.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a big guy at 47. So he can kind of go wherever the fight is. And for someone like him who's trying to kind of resurrect their career, because I think he has 2 losses.
Yeah.
So for somebody like him, I think especially him being as young as he is, I think he can kind of play both sides of that. The path of least resistance, especially trying to get to a belt, will probably be at 47 with his size. I think he'll be all right. I think Deloach will be fine. Another thing I like about Deloach too is I think he seems to have a pretty good handle not only on the business of boxing, but kind of how he moves around. He kind of hits different circles to kind of see where he fits, where he can learn things from. So I think we'll see a lot more Jip in the near future. But being able to swing in between 47 and 54, I think it works well for him until he becomes a contender at a particular weight class. Meaning, once he cracks a top 10 ranking in either weight class, I think then we'll see him settle down. And that more likely is going to be at 147.
Okay. I'd like to see him stay at 147 as long as he can make weight.
Look, Austin Trout's fighting at 47.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Who knew? Who would have thought that was going to happen? You know what I mean? That's later in the career, but that goes to show you the level of discipline and dedication to taking care of your body.
and after
So
this court case, I wouldn't be struggling to find nobody right now. So, but listen,
yeah,
I was just curious about that because I look at 47 and I see some of those guys having to move in the next 1 or 2 years. Um, because let's see, who do we have at 47? I know we have Thurman, but as far as title holders, you got Thurman, you got Porter, who are always in contention. Pacquiao, we don't know how long he's going to be around.
right.
Um, you got Errol Spence. You have who else with the title besides
Well, those are the belt holders because Earl has two,
right? But then you
and
people who are gunning after him with like Bud.
yeah, and then you got the young guns coming up.
Yeah,
Jerron Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz. Them guys ain't no joke.
nope.
And they'll probably be ready sooner than we think.
And it's gonna be
So
interesting, man, because you're
yeah,
gonna
47 is deep.
47 gonna be like the era of Hearns and Leonard and Hagler and Duran.
Yeah, and then think about this too. All those guys we were just talking about earlier, with the exception of maybe Tank and maybe Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez could end his career at 47.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, Devin Haney definitely can end his career at 47. These kids are young. These kids are 21, 22 years old. They didn't even start developing to their grown man bodies yet.
And unless he can hang on to 40, I see Rougarou ended up.
We forgot about Reed. Yeah, Reed is definitely going to be. He's definitely going to finish his career at 47.
Yeah,
Easy. Yeah.
if not bigger, but I think he'll probably be able to hang on to 47.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crowded, man. It's going to
Yeah.
be years.
Yeah. And then you still got the real champ, Josh Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got a lot of. I mean, it's interesting, man. It's. Then you got the guys trying to hang on. Kell Brook, Amir Khan. You know, it's just it's interesting weight class to navigate. I'll say that.
it's going to be one of those things where, like, if I'm managing or advising Tank Davis, and I'm sure Floyd's going to put this in his ear, get your body in shape, keep it in shape, and hang on to that 35-pound title and just win the division. Not the division, but clean out the division
Right.
and just sit there because 40 will be moving up to 47 soon, and that's when you go to 40.
Facts. Indeed. So we're gonna transition into something we should have been talking about yesterday. We have completely neglected this topic. We got a fight Saturday night, man. And you don't seem excited enough. What is going on? Do I have to remind you what's happening on Saturday? What are you doing? You sleeping on the job? What's going on?
My life is moving and changing in ways that I'm not even. So yeah, sometimes you do have to remind me. I used to be up on these things when fights were coming up, but I don't even remember who's fighting Saturday.
You don't know who's fighting Saturday.
You know I'm lying.
Oh, I was about to say, how did you forget that? We only been talking about it for like the last month when they announced it.
Come on, dog.
Man, listen. Are you frying the crabs or what? What's the move?
You know what? I think I may have a little change coming into my pocket, and I might make some crab cakes and take some shrimp, steam some shrimp, and that might be the move for Saturday. So if people want to bring the Dos Equis and we do some crab cakes and some shrimp, and if I have some leftover crab meat, I'll take some of that pizza dough and roll it out, and I'll just make the monkey bread with crab meat in it.
Interesting. So who's on the undercard? Let's talk about that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure you're going to tell me because you know who the main event is. But give me something to look forward to on the undercard.
And this is 250.
Who's on the tap? Yes. Or is it? I lose count, man.
This is 252. I should have had this card memorized, but I didn't. But I got it up now.
Okay. So what are we looking at?
All right. Now I don't have the They didn't release the
prelims.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But we have at bantamweight John Dodson versus Merab Davishvili. Davishvili. It's
John
interesting.
Dodson. Okay.
Since 22-11. Davishvili is 11-4.
Mm.
And you got your boy, my boy. I'm gonna go out. I said it before. I still like Sean O'Malley,
Okay. Crazy Sean. Okay.
Marlon Vera. Sean is
I want to say I saw Vera fight. Is that? Yo, I wonder if that's the guy that I saw fight a couple weeks ago on Fight Island.
probably. I think he was on Fight Island.
Yeah. Is he from California?
That's a good question. I'll look it up.
Okay, I think if that's the same guy, that's gonna be a good fight. I like Sean O'Malley. Sean's athletic. He's the guy they want to make the next big thing, the next big star. We'll see how it goes. What weight class is that again?
Sean O'Malley got power in both hands. He's a tall bantamweight. He's like 6 foot.
Bantamweight. Okay, gotcha.
He's a freak of nature. He really
Yeah.
is. And then we got light heavyweight. Boy, there's some ugly dudes. Magomed and Goliev, who's 13-1, versus Ion Katilaba, who's 15-5.
Not familiar with either one of those guys.
And this is gonna be interesting. I like the light heavyweight division, and that's the co-main for this fight. No, wait a minute. That's not the co-main. The
I was
co-main
about to say, really?
is heavyweight Junior Dos Santos
Okay.
fighting Yarzino Rosenstruck.
Oh, Rosenstruck, the guy that got slept by um ah, Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
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 That might be a good one.
No. Um, I honestly I thought they would have done a better job on
Well, they
this
gotta
fight.
pay. They gotta pay the main event. You gotta pay the
Yeah,
main event. You gotta pay both of
and
those top dogs. Gotta eat.
that's gonna sell the card. The main event is
Yeah,
gonna
both of them top dogs gotta eat. You gotta pay both of them guys.
be Cormier. Yeah,
A
I read.
side, A side, and A side. Pretty much is what you're doing.
Miocic had 3 losses. I didn't realize it was 19-3.
Um,
I know he lost to Cormier, but he lost before he won the title. Obviously, he lost. He's got 3 losses
was
total.
that before the UFC?
It doesn't tell you. And then Daniel Cormier, of course, just both his losses with a John. No,
You
one of
got
his
three
losses.
losses, two to John and one to.
Wait a minute. Why are they only? No, they say they're calling them 22-2 with one no contest.
I don't know what the no contest is, but he got beat by Jones twice and got beat by Stipe. So that should be 3 losses. And I don't know what they're doing these records, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I thought he had 3 losses.
Yeah.
Dang, bro. Yeah, that's odd. I think they should have put a female fight on here, honestly.
I don't think anybody's available.
Mm,
All the top women fought recently. All of them.
Anna Shevchenko? Or Joanna Shevchenko? When did Shevchenko fight?
She fought. It wasn't Zhang Wei Li. Who did she fight? She fought recently, but it ain't been that long. It's probably been like 2 or 3 months. It ain't been that long.
Somebody, she did end up fighting Zhang Wei Li, didn't she?
Oh, is that who she did? Okay, I'm saying I know she just fought. It ain't been that long. It was under quarantine when she fought, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that wasn't Zhang Wei Li under quarantine because she was
Yeah.
the one. She beat the one who beat her sister, but I don't think that was the last
Caitlin
time.
Chukagian.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, there's got to be somebody up and throw on this fight that's more attractive than what we're seeing. I'm not talking about looks wise.
Or maybe you teaming them up for a big card because I know they were trying to bring Amanda Nunes back before the year ended.
She hasn't decided whether she's gonna retire or not.
Oh, she ain't okay, got you. Okay.
So what I'm seeing now, she may have made that decision, and I just didn't see that.
Wei Lee, did Rose say she wanted to fight her? Or am I getting that mixed up with somebody else? Somebody else said they wanted to fight with Zhang Wei Li too, so that fight's probably gonna happen soon.
Rose,
It was Rose? We sure? Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. I know Rose said she wants a shot back at her title.
Mm. Okay.
And Rose, the way Rose looked, hey, I'm to be honest with you. I still love Rose Namajunas as a boxer, and I think she works well in the ring. Um, but I think her rematch against Jessica Andrade, again exposed some of the weaknesses of Rose.
Yeah, yeah.
She matched up well with Shevchenko, real well,
Mhm.
but I don't know because Jung Wei Lee can eat punches,
Yeah, she's tough.
and she'll keep coming. So if you're Rose Namajunas, you need another ace in the hole.
Yeah, she doesn't have what we would consider concussive or knockout power. At least we haven't seen it at the elite level. So and when I say elite, I mean against elite opposition that she's been matched up to. Um, but yeah, I'm a fan of Rose. I like the Rose. So I mean, you're right. I would like to have seen a woman ticket, but I just think a lot of the big names have already fought recently. So we'll probably be gearing up to see something like that next month. You'll probably get some of those big female fighters in there.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna. I think yeah, it's gonna be interesting because this is the we keep saying this. I believe this is the last big time heavyweight fight that you're gonna see in a while.
Man, we know that's true. We ain't got to go through that no more. We already know what we said, and we stand on it because we're smarter than everybody else. These two men are going to give it all they got, and they're both going to walk off into the sunset.
Hmm.
I just don't see Stipe coming back. DC already said he's done because
Yeah,
he can't. Listen, if in his heart of hearts, if he felt like he could beat John, he's sticking around trying to get one more shot at him. But he know
but
he
he
can't beat John. He knows John's his kryptonite, so he's accepted that. And now he just want
cried.
to avenge the loss to Stipe. He cried
Oh,
twice.
after that last one,
Yeah, he was
that
hurt.
that was just acceptance. The first
Yeah,
one was anger and disappointment at
right,
himself.
right.
Second one, damn, I still can't beat
I
down on
just
the
can't
best.
beat this dude. I just can't beat this dude. Yeah,
Every guy who has a dad understands
yeah,
because certain things you just knew when you got bigger, you're gonna be able to beat your dad at. And
right,
the last time he ever competed against you was your best shot, and you let it go.
right. Oh yeah.
Like my dad,
It
he still
almost looked, and it almost looked easy, believe it or not. And that's crazy because Cormier is one of the best to ever do it in any type of combat sport.
you gotta
And he,
understand. John Jones is the best to ever do it. And I take nothing away from Daniel Cormier. He's an outstanding wrestler, one of the best that we've ever seen. And I'll give him his props. And he learned how to adapt and beat guys. But John Jones he takes your style from you. He's like a soul sucker.
yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But
yeah. What you on that?
I
No,
just
no, no. You good? Hey.
this is I would love to interview him, but he's not the best interview.
So listen. So since we don't pick winners on this show today, before we get ready to close out, we ain't got much time. Where does Stipe have an advantage in this fight?
I don't think he will. I think he shot his best shot in the second one. I don't think Cormier makes the same mistakes he made.
Well, not fatiguing is one.
Right, and
Not
and
punching himself out.
right, and not staying on the feet.
Right. Yeah.
So I believe Stipe has the advantage, and I shouldn't have said none. He has the advantage if this fight stays on his feet, because Stipe has good feet. He can move. For a heavyweight, he can move, and he has good hand placement, which shocked me. I saw that in the second fight.
Yeah, them liver shots, them body shots was perfect.
Yeah, I think
Pinpoint.
if he comes out and tries to work the body early, if Cormier comes out and works the leg kicks and takes him down, Cormier can get him tired. But I think Stipe realizes what happened in round four, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute! If I do that in round one, then I might have a shot in two and three." I don't see the fight going the same way that it did in fight number one or fight number two. They're too good. But keeping it on the feet, obviously, is Stipe's best weapon and going to the body. But if Cormier's smart, he goes to the body.
Yeah.
So you see Stipe's advantage.
I see Stipe's advantage he needs to mix it up.
Okay.
He can't be predictable as he's been these last two fights. Very, very predictable. Come forward, or not even so much come forward. Almost like probing for counters, but you didn't see a lot of elbows, you didn't see a lot of knees, you didn't see a lot of kicks that were effective. Just he can't be predictable because I think from a physical standpoint, Cormier is the better athlete.
Oh yeah. Stipe's strong though, bro.
Stipe is he's an ox. Cormier is just as strong though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it looks different because he's giving up damn near a foot in height. Not that much, but it just looks like that. But it ain't that much, but it looks like it. So you see the taller, more physically imposing guy who is going to be Stipe. It looks like more, but when that short, round cat from Louisiana get his hands on you, man, it's rough. It's rough.
His leverage, and
and if he drags him down to the ground, it is going to be ugly. So Stipe has to mix it up.
Cormier is a master at throwing them elbows and those spinning back fists. And
that's what knocked Stipe out the first fight, that elbow that he didn't see coming. I agree with you, but I think he has to push the issue. He has to be more active. He has to mix it up. He's the bigger, taller guy. He has to use that. Yeah. Every time we see these two fight, we see Cormier not only control the octagon, but pretty much piss in his spot and say, "Hey, you're not coming here." And you start seeing Stipe back up a little bit. So I think Stipe has to be a little more aggressive, smart aggression, and mix it up. I think those are his advantages.
That's good. I mean, yeah, I would have to agree with you 100%.
So we'll see, but enough about that. It's everybody's favorite time of the show. Here we are. What we got today, brother?
Listen, don't you like when people say something that can be construed as racist? They say, "Look, I'm not trying to be racist." So
that's usually the day giveaway, right? Or like when people say, "I don't want to offend you,"
but
or this is the one that we all know, right? No disrespect.
Yeah, that's when my fist get clenched.
Yeah, because you're about to be disrespectful.
Right. Yeah. Do something to you. So, or I've actually heard somebody use this in college. I'm not saying that your girl's ugly. And I'm like, really? This is how you start? He wasn't talking to me. It was in conversation. And I was like, really? This is how you start that conversation with this man? Well, I'm not saying she's ugly, but she is. No, but this listen, I have a friend, a good friend, who told me a story. Now, he is of Mexican descent. And he tells me the story. He says, what did the Mexicans say when the earthquake hit and his house fell on top of him?
First of all, I'm trying to figure out who you are right now. Are you Mexican? Because you sound like a Latino superhero. I don't know if that's a Mexican accent or what, but either way.
Mexican man. So what?
Nacho Libre. I don't know. What did he say?
Hey, Holmes, get off of me. Whatever. When he told me, I laughed.
To all our Mexican brothers out there and sisters.
Yeah, I was like, hey, get off me, Holmes.
I'll say it for him. He should have said it before he told the joke. No disrespect, but
I tell black jokes on here. You know what I haven't told? I haven't told a Caucasian joke. I don't want to leave them out.
Oh, they get left out of something?
I definitely don't want to leave them out.
They tend to take most things that they want, so I don't see them being anything. Wow. But go ahead, let's hear it.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming. No pun intended from the blind
man. You need help, bro.
I'm not telling the Caucasian joke now. They need to tune in on Thursday for the Beatdown.
That sounds about right.
And tomorrow we'll be on at 7 p.m. for the Fighters Share Report, baby.
That's what we at. So we hang out.
That's right.
That's our
Well,
spot.
you sound like LL Cool J on his first CD, his first album, Farmers Boulevard. Crib at. So we hang out, chill out, cool out.
There we at. Right
Ah,
now.
right.
Right now.
I can't right now because there's this girl on TikTok that was talking to her mom. She said, "Mama, you from Florida, right?" She goes, "You know, doggone well I'm from Florida." She said, "How do you say all of them? All of them? How do you say none of them? None of them? How do you say?" I was crying, bro.
Hey man, all that's real. All that's
Yes,
real.
it is. Hey, somebody please explain to me what soda water is, because I was told that when I was a kid, and I didn't take it because I thought they meant like club soda. Come to find out, they really meant like soda.
Soda. Yeah. Soda water.
Soda water.
Yeah.
I thought soda bread. Once I found out what soda water meant, I thought soda bread was the same thing. And I realized no.
Did they give you RC?
I don't even
Just
think
saying.
you were born yet, but darn it, they did.
Hey man, RC Cola was the it, boy.
I see 100's got nothing, nothing, no sugar and no caffeine, nothing but taste. Well, I remember that commercial.
Okay. All right. I see you, bro. Okay.
You hear the stuff concoline?
What?
Lean. It's back in the day when brothers used to try to straighten their hair, so they put the stuff on their hair to fry it, lay it down. There was a commercial. Actually, it was on TV. I gotta find it so we can play it on here. But the commercial said, "If your hair is dry and nappy, Concoline will make it happy." I promise you.
Please dig that up.
Your mama. Your
Please dig
mama.
that up. Please dig that up. For me. For me. Please dig that up.
I used to cry when I would hear it, man.
We're gonna put Google to the test. Please look
I
that. Please find that.
will. Concoline. That thing, boy. That commercial used to. I had left. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you up. Shout out. Shout out to, honestly, I'm saying shout out to, of course, my wife, my daughter, my mom, my dad, my cousins, my brother, my sister, my nieces and nephews. But shout out to the athletes who decided to stay home and not play, understanding that sports are big, but nothing's bigger than protecting yourself and your family. So I give a shout out to you all. It took a lot of courage to turn down that money because not all of you gonna get paid. Now, hopefully, I didn't like startle somebody and they try to get back in the game. But the fact that you chose your life, and your family over this year, shout out to you, bro.
Well said, man. Shout out to all the college kids that ain't getting paid and that's coaches being real jackasses about it. Shouts out to those young men because they can't afford to opt out of a year per se because they got money to fall back on. These kids have hard enough time making ends meet as is, even with the scholarship they get from their institutional higher learners. So shouts out to everybody out there going through the struggle, man. Tap in with your people. It's real out here. Mental health is real. Check on your people. All my entrepreneurs out there, keep your head up, keep grinding. Everybody from Financial Nation that tuned in with us today. Everybody that watched us. Shouts out to Miss Taryn McNeil for checking in with us. We appreciate the feedback, lady. And that's all we got. Hey, we here tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the Fighter Share Report, and Sunday at 7 p.m. for the Fighter Share Report. So make sure you're here 7 p.m. tomorrow, Fighter Share Report. 7 p.m. Sunday, Fighter Share Report.
Thursday, 11 p.m. for the beatdown.
Yeah, like where we at right now.
Right now. Yeah.
That's it. Fighter Share Nation. We're rocking with y'all. We out of here. Peace.